I hope it'll go to, I hope I have enough space on my computer. I'm recording to my computer, so.
See a recording button.
I did buy a 10 gigabyte hard drive to connect to my computer. I just don't have it set up yet, but anyways, so I'm going to share my screen. And what are you doing, Joanne? Taking a picture?
Yeah.
Oh,
You got leverage, right, Deborah?
I did. But you can go Shift Command number 4, and you can do that and screenshot it, and you get everybody, even yourself.
Okay. What did you say to do?
Command. I do have a Mac.
No, I have a PC.
Shift Command 4, the number 4, and you can just go like that, and it you can copy and paste the screen. So anyways, I'm going to share screen, and I will bring up a spreadsheet. You guys ask questions all you want when we get going.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I will. Oh. Somebody figured it out. Okay. So basically, this is all you need, okay? I'll get this right here. Okay, so basically, this is all you need. If everybody has a spreadsheet, you just can use this. Everybody has a spreadsheet. And the thing of it is so simple because now we can put in here January. We'll say January, all right? January 28th is about the time they sent out the advertising ones, right? So you can put Facebook and say your advertising was $300, okay? Make sure you put the prices in here, including GST, because we don't claim GST. So you can claim the GST on your income taxes because we don't collect it. All right, so any GST you paid, you can collect. Say also on January, oh great. So also say on January 28th, I'll just use the same one. You purchased your K8. So let's say you purchased your K8 and it was, I don't know, what's the price of it? 58. I'm just going to use the rough figure. And the shipping on that is $31.50. This one has the taxes included. This is the shipping because shipping is a separate one on your thing. But you see, you can claim it 100%. Can you still, is it still making a noise for you guys?
No, a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
not bad.
You want me to shut it off? I can. See. If it gets bad, let me know. For now, let's say that you use MetaCard. You get your bill in January and MetaCard.
I'm just wondering, sorry, Deborah, I'm just wondering, since you're taping it, if maybe everybody goes on mute.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's better. So anyways, in MetaCard, say if you use MetaCard for financing, so on your interest on your loan in the month of January, let's say it was $200. Now, these aren't realistic. They're just whatever. The business taxes, let's say, I'm going to go backwards here. January, we'll say January 2nd, you come into the business, all right? And you paid your $99, and it came to $131.27 or something like that Canadian. All right, or sure, sorry, it's under membership fees. It's the one and only time you're going to be using membership fees is your first time, but that $99 that you paid to get into the business is a tax write-off under membership fees, okay? Then we'll say you went out and you bought a new computer on January 3rd.
Deborah, quick question. What happens if I paid my membership fee in November, but didn't start the business till January of this year?
Well, a lot of people didn't claim it the year prior to that because they didn't have any income to claim against it. So
Right.
any of those expenses that you use, that's considered startup expenses. So you can claim that the following year.
So I put in, say, November 1st, 2017 was
Yeah.
my membership fee,
Yeah.
but I can claim it this year.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would just be, so, and then say on January 3rd, you went to Staples and you purchased a new computer and it cost you $2,500. Oh, come off it. And it cost you $2,500, okay? So, and these prices, make sure they have your taxes and your fees, your taxes and your shipping, whatever. Make sure that you have that all in there, right? The prices, the total price is what you paid. So now let's say and you're going to do this for every month, all right? This is the business side of it. This is the business portion side of it, excuse me. Side of it. So let's say I'm going to skip through and we're going to say here in May 20th, you got so busy in your business, you thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I need somebody to help answer my emails or something. So you hire your preteen child or your preteen grandchild, and we'll call him Nathan. We'll call him Leighton. That's my grandson. We'll call him Leighton M. And you paid Leighton M $20 to copy and paste and answer emails for you. You can even claim that as a salary or a wage paid out for help, okay? It's called salary and wages, but it's really help, okay? So that is something that you can claim. And then we'll say it's April. I'm going back with the things, but I'm just showing you. I just want to get everything in here. And you paid to have your income taxes done $250. That goes in there. That's a tax write-off, okay? Then you decided in, we'll say May again. You decided in May again that you wanted to, and this is accountant. But you put the name of the accounting firm in there, okay? Now at this point, you decided that you're going to register your business name. So registration of business name. And that's going to cost you approximately $100, okay? Whatever the exact figure is, you put it in there so that you know. But all of those things that you do. Then May again, I know we're overextending ourselves here. You go to Staples again, and you need to buy some supplies, such as you got to have paper for your printer, and you needed a notebook and some pens and papers, and it cost you $45. So see, you keep track of it all. And then at the very end, after you get done, see, you can go, do I have anything that's got two things in here? Oh, I'm going to say I missed here in January. I got a K8, but in January also, 28th, I also got an ESPA. I should have had them all right in the row, okay? And we're going to say it was $3,500, and the shipping was $31.50. Now we're going to say we also came in with UConn. sorry, I don't have this in order. And this was 1980, or we're going to say 21 because of taxes, and 31.50. And in other provinces, this is going to be different, right? Whatever, how much you pay for it. But there's the one time you can claim your product to start. Your Yukon buying it next year or renewing it, you cannot claim. That becomes personal then, okay? But the first one, you can always claim for a write-off. So anyways, does everybody understand how you do this? I can't see anybody, so does anybody have any questions?
Deborah, where I opened up 2 more legs of my business and I bought in with two more Yukons, are those a write-off for the year of 2018?
They are. They are, because it's 2 separate businesses, right? But are you going to claim it under the same business? Or are you going to have 2 business names? Or are you going to have it under the same business?
Under the same business, because I didn't know, Helena told, I didn't know I had to put it under 2 different names.
Well, I'm not going to I never put mine under 2 different names. Mine's under the same name. So
Okay.
I'm only claiming the one. But if I start giving samples out, if you
Yeah.
put samples out, then you can claim the second one too. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, because I got too much Yukon now, way too much.
Well, exactly. So now it's time that you either sell it or you start giving samples out to get people interested in purchasing the Yukon.
Okay. Yeah, because technically we're distributors of those products, right?
Right. Or you can give it as a gift. Okay? And if you give it as a gift, then
Yeah.
you have another one for gifts, okay? So we'll say December 25th, you gave to Joe Blow.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can go under advertising or it could go under a gift, right? Whichever
Okay.
you choose to do it. It can,
Okay.
whichever one you choose, right?
Okay.
But you could put it over here under gift. Oh, I get it. I did this real quick trying to get this together because, of course, I procrastinate and make everything slow here. So,
Okay. So you're saying after the first year though, because let's say, because one of my Yukons are renewal, like every 3 months, right?
right. But you can claim the amount for the first year.
Okay. And after that, it has to go personal?
After that, it's personal for the Yukon. Because you
Okay.
are taking it, it does become personal, right?
Okay. All right. But I can, okay. Yeah, because it's funny because my accountant's letting me not put it in it. Like he said, just keep it in under business. So that's where I'm confused.
Your accountant said that to keep it under business for every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What will happen, because I used to audit for the government, and what's going to happen is when you get audited, because you know what, we're all going to get audited. I hope everybody realizes that. We're all going to get audited because this is a business that is different than most that are out there, right? So we're, be prepared for all of us to be audited at one point or another. It's just routine. It's no big deal. But if you have your receipts in a file folder or even in one of those little expandable folders, just advertising, label them and put them in there and keep them in the monthly order that you're entering them. And then you don't even have to look at those receipts again because you've already entered them in here. You've already got the receipts in a folder. You never have to look at them again. You know it's going to be okay. But when they come and they see the Yukon is a supplement, and if you can't show that you sold your personal supplement, right, because you're not selling what you have in your own home, you're only using that for personal use. So that's why the first one we get is because you can claim that as a business tool because that's our first one. So that's starting our business, and we needed these products to start our business. That's a business tool. But when you renew it, unless you can prove that you're giving them out as samples and things, then you can claim them. But be prepared for them to be audited and say it's personal use.
Okay.
You can probably fight it and say, you can show that you're giving them out as samples.
Okay.
Then that would be fine. But if it's not, it's You can't claim it only the first time. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
But I mean, it's your accountant. What your accountant says, you got to go with that person, right?
Yeah, well,
So
yeah, okay. All right, I'll ask him some more questions then.
yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Deborah.
No problem. So anyways, basically, this is as easy as it gets. You just record it, you put it down, and then you go to your home expenses. Same thing. You have January, you have your description, you get your ATCO gas bill, and it is $245, and you get your ATCO heat bill, your gas and your heat. Everything for here, like your heat, it's from the same one. So it's from ATCO, right? And your gas, it's from ATCO. And your insurance is wherever you're with, right? And let's see.
Deborah, can we claim these things even though we haven't made money yet? Because we're still working the business right now.
You can.
You know what I mean?
Because you only get to do a percentage of it anyways. Like your internet bill, you know who you have your internet with, right? You just want to break it down. Like your phone and your TELUS and your cable are usually all under one, right? Most people's are. But break it down on here. Break it down on here and say in January, my internet bill with TELUS was $90 and my cell phone bill or my phone bill with TELUS was $90. You can't claim your cable, so there's no sense even putting it down, right? But with this, you can claim about 80% here on your phone and 80% on your phone and your internet. Your heat, your electricity, you're going to get about 30%. But and your insurance, everything, your home insurance, the maintenance to your home, your mortgage interest, you get about 30, your property taxes, any other expenses, your utilities, which is your sewer and water and things, right? But you fill that in here. Now for maintenance, for the description, I mean, you can always add a column here and have your description for your maintenance right there as well. But you have these monthly bills every month. So you put the total amount in with your taxes, your GST included, and it's so much easier at the end of the year. You have your total up here, you get your total here, and then you just, your accountant, whoever's going to do it, can take the percentage from it, right? So it's going to show you have it every month is the same thing, right?
Deborah?
Yep.
If, like, say, because I know, like, the rent and the internet is, like, Paul pays that. It's not in my name. So I can't claim it, or what?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you can't claim your rent anyways, because we don't rent anywhere. The only thing that you can claim is if you had a mortgage, the interest on your mortgage, you could claim the percentage on the interest on your mortgage. Like you can't claim your mortgage payment or your rent payment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, and like you see, it's only about 30% that you can claim on those expenses. But still, those 30% add up, right? Because your office is in your home. And if, it usually works out to about 30%. But your phone bill and your internet, because that's your business, that's 30%.
So I should probably start paying it in my name instead of having him pay it.
Probably be a good idea.
Yeah, okay.
Right? It'll help you a lot more in the long run, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Deborah, I didn't hear your answer to that. Should I, even though I haven't made any money, start keeping track? Because I'm still working my business, I'm putting in the time.
Exactly.
I should start cleaning. Okay.
Right from the first time you paid your $99. From the day you paid that $99, that was your membership fee to get in the business. And from that date on is the day that you were preparing to get into that business, right?
Absolutely.
But your business didn't actually start until the day you bought your product. The day you bought your product is the day you actually started your business. So, and now this is another thing that a lot of people don't know about: mastermind expenses. So let's say, for example, in February this year, but we would put February 1st to the 14th. We'll say it was a 2-week period, okay? And they went to Mexico. And there was, some people had kilometers because they had to get to the airport and the fuel and the motel and the meals, the flights, the taxis, this, the other. This is going to be all inclusive. Oh, somebody has their speaker on. You can hear the wind again. Okay, this would.
That's me, I think. Yeah.
Okay, all inclusive, and you can either call it conference, all inclusive conference, like you can call it whatever you want, right? Because it was a mastermind. And the expense for that is included in your flight. So say $2,500, right? That's just an example. But anyways, you may have had to take a taxi after you got there. You may have rented a car when you got there. Your meals, your motel, your fuel, whatever, right? All those expenses become 100. What did I do here? All those expenses became 100% write-off to you. Okay? So then what happens here is, let's say March 27th, 28th, 29th, I went to Edmonton. It is, round trip is 1,020 kilometers for me. And fuel, I'll say my fuel cost. But you see, you can, there's 2 ways of doing your taxes. You can go by your kilometers, or you can go by your fuel and your motel. So I'm going to say it was, the fuel was, I'm going to say $400, all right? My motel was $500 for 2 nights. My meals were $200. I eat well. And I had to get a taxi to go to where it was, and that was another $100. And other expenses were, I bought gifts for the people that were there, the people that were coming. I put on, something special for them, and I spent $200. So, and that would be considered here. You'd put a description in for this other expense here as well. And you would put 200 for promotional, okay? So you can claim this here, or you can claim it over here under the advertising portion of it, right? It's I like to keep it all in here. If I use it, if I do it in this one, I like to keep it all in there, because I know a lot of people are going a lot of different places right now, and they're meeting up with a lot of people, and people don't realize that you can claim those expenses as 100%, because what that is considered are conferences or business meetings, right? The government likes to call them business meetings. So that's another way. I called mine mastermind expense, but when I do up my paperwork, probably for the end of the year, I'd probably call it business meetings. So, and business meetings is 100% tax write-off. But you have to keep track of it. You got to keep it. You got to have your receipts. And if you fly, like, say you're here May 2nd to 5th or 2nd to the 7th, and I fly to Vancouver, so it's going to cost me $500 for my flight. My taxi's going to be $200 each way. I may even rent a car for a couple of days. You're not going to keep your kilometers because you're flying, right? but you still may have a motel, which would be, you know, $1,000, your meals, you know, 500, whatever, right? You just keep all these there. So, and then when you're there, you may buy promotional gifts again, right? So it is, does everybody understand how to do this and the importance of keeping the information?
Yeah.
Deborah, now I had to step out for a minute. My dog needed me. I'm not sure if you covered it. Courses. A QuickBooks course, and I plan on writing it off
Mm-hmm.
because I'm taking it to learn for the business.
You put it under education, okay?
Yeah.
And it's just, you put your date in, January, whatever, 3rd. And you're paying it to, we'll say UBC. Even Facebook has courses that you pay, right?
Yep, that you can write off.
That you can write off. Exactly. It's education. It's learning. It's training. I guess training is the better word to use. Training. You can always, training is 100% write-off. So, you know, whatever it is that you're writing off, that you can write it off. So does anybody have any questions? I know because it comes natural to me that I figure it's, you know, I understand all this coming natural, but it doesn't come natural to everybody. So let's just ask any questions you have, okay?
Be able to get this spreadsheet, Deborah.
Yes, I can. Yeah, and I'm going to do up a better one than this. It's just that I have been promising this and promising this, and I haven't. I just sort of threw it together really quickly. So I just want to freeze my.
I would love them. I would love them.
Yep, there I go. Freeze my panes. There, freeze my panes here like this, and then that way you can see better what you're doing, right? What you're putting it under. So yes, and there's lots of other things, like, you know, you're going to start spending money on things and you're going to think, oh my gosh, I wonder if I can write that off. Well, you know what? If you're not sure, make a column, put it in there, what it's for, and put it in there. It's easier to throw a receipt out at the end of the year than it is to try to find a receipt that you don't have. Okay?
You can do meals when you're traveling and stuff too, but only when you're traveling, right?
Right here, under master loans, meals, see?
Oh, missed it. Sorry,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah, no. So that's, yeah, you can claim your meals. And the thing of it is, as long as you put in where you're going to and you keep your receipts, I don't care if you keep them in simple white envelopes and date it and say on it. So, because all it is when you get audited, everything that you have on these spreadsheets, somebody's really clicking there. When you get audited, when you, whatever you have in this spreadsheet, you need to have that receipt for, okay? So, but anyways, it's pretty straightforward on what to keep, and you don't even have to figure out the difference in the price, because your taxes is included in everything you put in here, because we don't collect GST, so we can claim it as an expense what we pay on it, PST and GST. So anyways, that's
I have a question, Deborah, and I just wanted to confirm that when you have meals, you can't claim the gratuity, can you?
no, unfortunately we can't claim that, but just the meal amount. That's why. And another thing too, when you get your meal receipt, I don't have it right here, don't get the one where you pay with your debit card. Get the one that has the meal on it, okay? Because you may have gone somewhere and paid for meals for someone else, right? So you may have, even in your hometown, let's say on May 5th, I went to Moxie's, and I took 3 or 4 of the girls that I do, and I paid for their meal, okay? And it came to $200. And all as I'd put here for description is business luncheon. Okay, so just business lunch, right? At Moxie's, but make sure you have the receipt and it matches that. So, and like the tip is not on the original receipt with the meals on it. The tip is only on the other receipt. But the receipt the government wants to see is the one with just the meals on it. The meals and the drinks, right? So anyways, does anybody have any questions or?
No, that's awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Deborah,
Yes.
just a question regarding GST. I know somebody said, I think in Flock, that once you, and that would be for the really successful people, like once you make a lot of money, you have to pay GST in Canada. No?
No. You don't pay GST unless you collect GST. We do not charge GST. Enagic charges GST and the money goes to Enagic. Enagic takes care of it. We get a T4A at the end of the year, which is commission income. You do not pay GST on your income.
Okay.
At the end of the year, you're going to have to pay your income tax and your Canada pension. Now, being self-employed, say, for example, Canada pension is 300 and something per year. I'm just using this for an example. Let's say it's 200 a year. And because you are self-employed, the business is going to have to pay 200. So you'll end up paying 400 for Canada pension.
Right.
Because it's usually double. Okay. So Ruth, if the internet
Thank you.
and rent are in his, oh yes, rent. We answered that. So yeah, we do not have to collect, we do not collect GST, we do not pay GST. And I know a lot of people, when they become a bigger level, are getting incorporated. That's something you can look at down the road, but for now, I would just suggest keeping it as a small business. But that's a personal decision, okay? So don't go by what I'm saying. That's for me personally. I choose to, I have both an incorporated business and I have a small business. So, and I prefer to keep mine in the small business. That's me only. So whatever you choose to do with your business is up to you, between you and the person who completes your taxes at the end of the year. They can advise you, all right? So, yeah. So anyways, but it's really important to keep all those receipts, because you know what? When you get starting to make some money, you're going to be looking, what can I write off? You're going to be looking to write off as much as you can. So every trip, I don't care where you go, you make sure that you have a business meeting when you're there, so that trip becomes a write-off for you. Okay? Like, and you keep notes of it. You keep a little book. I have a little book. I have one of those little folders that have all these little slots in it, and I have a little book in it. And I write the date on the book and the kilometers on the truck. And when we get there, when we get back, I write the kilometers on the truck again. And every time we go, we do that. And the receipts are put in there. And then when I record them onto my spreadsheet, then I put them into the other folder and they're put away and I never have to look at them again. So, and long as they're there for when you get audited, the government can take all your paperwork all they want, but every receipt you have is going to be covered in a receipt. So,
yeah.
There's
So
nothing
for kilometers, so the difference, right? You started with that number and you ended up with that. So for the difference, you just multiply by the price you paid at that time,
Yes.
right? And 100%, okay.
Right. So if you're going to claim by kilometers, like by kilometers and not by the trip, keep every penny, every gas receipt you spend throughout the year. Because in a small business, and I'll show you this. Let me bring this up, okay? Let me see if I can bring this up. I want to show you here. Oh. Oh, I don't want to do that. Cancel. I'm just going to bring up. Okay. So here, you've got your expenses here. See, this is the form that you'd be filling in because this is the commission form. On it, you would have your income down here, your business income. All right. It would be right here. Your business income would go. So say you earned this year
You need
100.
to show us.
Pardon?
You need to show us the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Let me see here. Get back to here. Share screen. All right. Can you see it now?
Yep.
All right.
Yep,
So this is
that's
the
good.
form you'll be using. It's called commission. It's commission, statement of commission income. And when you get a T4A, this is what the form that you'll use for a T4A slip in a personal business return. You'll have the business income here. That'll go at $120,000. I'm just going to say here, right? And then you have all your expenses here. You have your opening inventory. So if you want to go by opening inventory and put in there your opening inventory, Joanne, you could say you purchased 6 Ukons at $6,300, right? But during the year, see, it says, you got to say what you have at the end of the year. I wouldn't do that, but I mean, that's totally up to your accountant. Everybody probably has their own. But direct wages, if you pay somebody to help you, subcontracts, I mean, we're not going to do much of that, but still, you might be getting, a lot of more infos and have one of your teenagers, answer all those emails for you. It's just a matter of copy and pasting the answer, right? If you trust them, they can do it. Pay them $20 or $30 and it's tax write-off. But you see here, you have your advertising, you have your meals and your entertainments, allowable part only. You have your bad debts. We're not going to have that. Insurance, your interest, your business taxes, fees. That's where your 99 will go. Your office expenses, your supplies, your legal accountant and professional fees, your management fees, which we don't have. Your rent, your maintenance and repairs. Now this rent would be if you had to rent an office. Maybe you guys will get so big that you want to rent an office away from home. Then it'll be 100% write-off for you, right? And then the maintenance and repairs you do, that's if you have a rental place, your salaries, your property taxes, your travel, your accommodations, transportation fees, accommodations, and allowable part of meals, your telephone and utilities, your fuel costs, but they want to see it broke down the way we have it broke down. And then you have your miscellaneous expenses, your heat, your electricity, your insurance, your maintenance, your mortgage interest, property taxes. So it's everything that you're going to need. This isn't something you're going to want to do as your capital costs. That's something that we're really not going to have a lot to do with. You can put, rather than claim your products as a write-off for the first year, you can put them under capital costs and they depreciate. And when they finish the depreciation over the years, you can purchase more. But the 100% write-off is better to use. This is your vehicle expenses. You put in your kilometers this is why if you do it this method of keeping all your gas receipts, you need to know the kilometers on your vehicle to start when you started your business. So guesstimate really good. And then this is where you put in the exact kilometers you drove for all these business expense. When you keep that little book with that written in it, you have that. And this is where you put every receipt for every drop of fuel and oil that goes in your vehicle. your oil changes, your tires, anything you do to that vehicle, keep the receipts for it. Put it in, like, keep it all in there. And the interest you pay on your truck or car loan, and your insurance, your license, even to pay for your license and registration every year. And the maintenance and repairs is anything you do to your vehicle that you have to do. Then that way, at the end of the year, you take the kilometers by the kilometers you drove for business, and all those expenses, you claim that portion of it, right? So, like, there's a lot to it. So you just need to keep your everything recorded in all your receipts is what you need to do. Okay? So does everybody understand that? This is why I like to have, I can show you a corporate return too. And oh, that's not it. Sorry. I'll go here and get it. I'll go here and get it. I want forms. I guess went to the wrong place. Just a sec. And anybody that wants to get their business registered, this is where you go, is canada.ca. This may be something we should talk about right now too. Canada.ca, you go to business, starting a business. And this is going to walk you through it. Planning your business, choosing a business name, registering your business with the government. And this is dirt cheap, folks. You don't have to hire somebody to do it because you're a sole proprietor. So you click on the type of business, you pick your province that you're in, and it's a matter of filling out the form, right? So how to register, it tells you exactly what to do, step by step. So it's something that you don't need to pay a lot of money to have done. I know a lot of people pay a lot of money to have this stuff done, and it's simple, like really. Just take your time and just take your time and go through it.
Sorry, Deborah, so even at the early stages of getting into this, would you recommend setting that up right now?
Well, one of the things is I recommend is getting your name registered. It's less than $100 to do that. But if you're calling your business, say, like, because of mine, we have Gesalou Marketing, and if I hadn't had that registered, somebody may come along with that name and register it, and then I'm running my business illegally.
Ooh, okay.
Right? So that's the importance of having your name registered.
Okay.
And see, you can come onto this Canada.ca site, go to taxes, come down here to the T2125 statement.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same statement that is used for the commissions, the exact same business form. See, you have the exact same expenses. Everything is the same.
Okay.
All right. So you can get all that information on here. You can even get how it shows you to fill them in. It's really easy. Then you can go to the T2 corporate returns. Let's see. T2. So this is the same thing. This is a corporation return. This is if you were incorporated. As you can see, you'll see there's a lot less that you can claim here, but you don't pay as much tax, but you don't get to, I don't know, there's ups and downs, and everybody has different things in it. Did the corporation owner hold specific foreign property? anybody that's going to buy property out of the country, well, should do this if they're putting it in their business name, which most people do when they make a lot of money, right? Your charitable donations are the same here or on the other. They're 100% deduction for you. And depending on the size of your business, but it's a personal choice, and you can come right on here. You can go through it. You can see it all. If you have investments in other countries, you definitely want to incorporate so that you can claim them. It all depends, right, on what you want to do. So, but that's something that you can come on to canada.ca and see any of this stuff, okay? And you can even get the guides to tell you exactly what you can keep and what not to keep, all right? But it's all there, your personal, your corporate, your partnership, which hopefully nobody's having a partnership. I don't recommend it for anybody. Business or professional income. Everybody should keep their businesses separate. Unless, of course, they're a married couple, but that's different. But see, here's your corporation tax guide. That'll explain it to you. Here's your the forms for the small business ones. It's just, you have all your information right there in canada.ca, all right? And they also have on here, you don't have to pay to have your taxes done, by the way. You can go on here and pull up a free form and do your taxes right online on the government site now. So that's basically it. It's I know it's a lot, especially if you don't understand the Income Tax Act and how it works. But basically, it's keep your receipts, record them on a spreadsheet of some type, whether it's by hand. I did it for many years by hand in personal books. Oh my goodness, for years and years and years, those great big long ledgers. So, I mean, it still works today by hand too. So whichever way anybody wants to do it. But
so a lot of stuff is like when I get stuff from, I just got a selfie stick, because I'm trying to do my thank you.
It's the business write-off, yes. That's
so the receipt comes through Amazon. So do I just take a shot of it, or just kind of put it in a folder and the email that says?
Can you not print it off?
I have to get a printer, so yeah, that's what I'll have to do. Yeah,
it's better off. It's better to print it off and
have a hard copy. Okay,
have a hard copy. The government doesn't want you to send hard copies to them anymore, and they don't want to send hard copies to you anymore. But they want those hard copy receipts when they do.
If they audit you, right? Yeah.
So yeah,
okay.
That's the way to do it. But that printer's a write-off for you too, Ruth.
That's true, and they're cheap,
Yeah. Yeah, it's the ink that costs the money, not the printer.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
That's about it for the bookkeeping part of it. It's just so important to keep track of it, because at the end of the year, when you add up your money, you might not think it's that much. When you add your money up at the end of the year, you guys are going to be crying for receipts, right? So it's better to keep everything in the beginning and sort it out at the end of the year. Just record everything in your own category. All right?
So Deborah, if we're using our name as our business name, do we still need to register that with Revenue Canada?
Not with your personal name. No. If you're using your personal name, nobody else has your personal name, because it's run by your social insurance number and you're doing it on your small business return, right? Now, when I do my income taxes, because I had my own Oak Haven bookkeeping for many years, I do all of my personal taxes, but I have more than one business that I file at a time. And each of them have their own name and their own company name with the business number, right? But I can still do it all on my own personal taxes.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So any other questions or any suggestions or?
I bought a TELUS phone and I get a discount because of my work. Now, I would like to claim part of that. Now, will that interfere with that? But yet I need my phone for this business too, right?
Right, but are you going to be using your home phone or your cell phone for this business?
I only have a cell phone.
Oh,
I
okay.
I don't keep a home phone anymore. So
Us too. Yeah.
So can I still use my bill and use some of that towards taxes?
Yes, because I claim 80% of mine because I'm a coach. So I do coaching calls all day long and my internet, and I claim 80% on my internet and my phone is what I claim.
Yeah, but I'm thinking because they gave me a discount because of the corporation, right?
That doesn't matter.
Corporate,
Still a rate.
doesn't matter.
No, doesn't matter if
Perfect.
it's a discount or not. And don't claim the 80%, claim 100% of it. Let your accountant or whoever at the end of the year claim the 20%, like 80%, right?
Okay.
So,
Deborah,
yes,
one more question. So my husband is also self-employed.
yes,
He's a truck driver, right? So we have a home and cars, and so we already, write off a lot of things under his business.
right.
So when it comes to like utilities, if I think my accountant is doing like 20% of anything like home related and mortgage interest and all that. So that's for him.
Yeah.
So out of the same bills, utilities and whatnot, I'm also able to do.
Are you
the
going to have a
20%?
separate office from that? Yes. If you have a
Okay.
separate office from your husband, yes, you can.
Okay.
You claim it.
So even though it's like, let's say it's one TELUS bill for internet,
That's
I
all.
just
Is
put
it
the same.
both of your names?
I think the whole TELUS is under his name and mobility is under my.
You
I
can
have
only
to check.
claim expenses that's under your name.
Okay, so I have to look into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, only
Okay.
expenses that are under your name. Yeah, the government will take them away from you real quick. But yeah, they have to be under your name in order for you to claim them on your taxes. A lot of people do and get away with it and they never get audited and they never get caught. But it depends on who you get from an auditor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've had to deal with a lot of different auditors, because completing books for people, I don't like them sitting with an auditor without me being there. I'd rather be there and let me deal with them because I know how to answer their questions. I know what they're looking for. So that's another thing too. If you have somebody complete your income taxes for you and you get audited, do not answer one question, not one. Say, no, when my accountant's there, she can talk to you or he can talk to you and you can arrange with them for a time to do my audit. But do not let them do an audit for anybody unless your accountant is there. Do not answer one question. They're going to try to get you to answer questions, but you'll blow yourself in the foot every time. Every time they'll ask you a question. I mean, they're trained to do that. They're trained to try to get as much money out of the small person as they can so that the government's getting more money. So, yeah, never answer any other questions, nothing, ever. I had a trucking company get audited back east one time, and the auditor got there before I did. She wasn't supposed to be there for another hour, and I was going to be there about a half an hour early, so she made it a half hour before me. And he wrote off his truck, which was a business truck, is all he ever used it for, was a business truck getting stuff. And she asked him if he had any other vehicle there at the office, at the shop, and he said, no, just this truck. And she said, you wouldn't mind running to the store and getting me a pop, would you? Here, I'll give you the money. He said, sure, no problem. She jumped in that truck, went and got her a pop. She said, that was personal, not business. So I got there and I was upset about that because she was going to take all of his things away. And I said, absolutely not. You are here on business. So you asking him to do something, knowing in your mind that you could take that away from him, knowing that, it's not going to happen. So anyways, she argued a little bit and I said, well, I don't argue. I'm just going to go above you, right? So I just got on the phone, asked to speak to her supervisor, and we got it all cleared up, and he didn't lose any of his any of his write-offs. But still, that's how quick it can happen. Depends on who you have to come to audit, right? So, be careful with these people. Just make sure whoever does your audit or whoever does your income taxes is the one who answers your questions. So, because none of us are going to put anything on an income tax form that can't be taken off of another person. It's not going to happen. So, and that's every accountant out there. They're not going to do it. So if they're saying they're going, like Joanne, like they're saying they're going to claim that for you, they're going to stand by that. They're going to fight for you, right? So nobody's going to put anything down that they're not going to be able to cover their butt for. So that's why it's important, but be very careful.
I think the only reason he's doing that, Deborah, is because my husband's incorporated because he's a consultant, he's an engineer. So,
Right.
And then I registered foreign marketing, so which makes both me and Mike both responsible for both companies, right? Because I own half the company for the incorporated one, right?
Right.
So then we registered this one underneath that one.
Yes.
So all the taxes all fall in there. So, and that's what I asked him, because I was like, is there different rules? Like, he goes, no, he goes, you can just keep that in that business account. Just keep your Yukon DD and it's a write-off. So I was just like, oh, okay. Because that was one of the questions that I was debating. Because we did get audited, by the way. We got audited 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? And we got audited because we had a fairly young accountant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened is our travel expenses, he had the truck, the car, everything lumped into one. So it looked like me and Mike spent $25,000 of travel expenses in 1 year.
Yeah.
So that was a red flag. And I didn't know anything about accounting, Deborah. And so they went back 3 years, right? And then but I kept every receipt.
Yeah.
So I had everything. And the funny thing is when we had our shareholders meeting, okay, and because they were like in bank between Christmas and New Year's, the government would not allow us to use that.
Because it was a party time. It was like a family. Yeah. And that's another thing too. Like you've got to be very careful on too, right? Times of years. And where you go and with who.
Yeah.
If you go to Banff and you've got your family there, they're not going to let you write it off as a business trip. So
no, that's right. And then so this young accountant, before I booked all these trips, I said, can I do this? He goes, oh, absolutely. It's a shareholders meeting. So we had to pay that back on our personal, right? But the business was
claim
fine.
a portion of it though. You should have been able to claim a portion of that as
They
shareholders.
wouldn't let us. No, they said no.
And was your accountant there to fight for you? Because I would have fought that one.
Well, I think because he was so young and inexperienced, he just told us that we were lucky that they only went back 3 and not 7. So just pay the difference.
Oh, oh, really?
Well, I got rid of him after that, Deborah. I was like, I was like, oh my Lord, right? And my sister owns her own company, and she was like, he did what? And I'm like, yeah. And so now we have this older accountant, and he's really, really good. But after that, I decided to take a bookkeeping course in Calgary, so I could be familiar with the bookkeeping. Like,
so how many shareholders do you have?
There's only me and Mike.
Oh, that's why. You could have done your shareholder meeting in your bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Well,
That's why if there was other people involved, if you had one other shareholder that did not live in your household, you would have been
yeah.
able to claim that trip 100%.
So you mean if we had my daughter as a shareholder that doesn't live in the house, then you could do that?
Yes, because they do not live in your household. But when you have two people that are the shareholders of a corporation, you can hold that shareholders meeting. Like I say, you could hold it in your bedroom, right?
Yeah.
So there's no reason to have an expense for a shareholders meeting.
Okay. See, and the only ones they disallowed was between Christmas and New Year's. Everything else was
Yeah,
fine.
because that became a family trip then.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But I took a QuickBook course after that, Deborah.
Oh, okay. You're welcome, Joanne Marcotte. Thank you.
But, okay.
Yeah,
So I'll ask them about the Yukon DD because I don't want to get burnt again, Deborah.
exactly. Make sure you asked about that, because for me, I would only claim the one and the rest becomes personal.
So
Unless,
maybe I might have did a mistake then. What I'm thinking is I should have bought a machine and just a Yukon. You get what I'm saying? And not two.
yeah, when I stacked my account, I bought
Yeah.
a machine and one Ukon. I bought the
Okay.
machine and then I bought the Ukon. I only bought two. I only stacked two. And it's been very profitable stacking the two, but I'm ready to stack again. So
So then what would you do to stack again? Because then after the year, then you're paying all this Yukon out of personal
I
pocket.
know after a year, you can cancel your Ukon and it becomes a machine account.
No, but don't you have to leave one active though?
One active. So that's when you buy another one and cover. Like, so when I get ready to stack again, I'll buy another machine.
Yeah.
Another Ukon, because you have to have an Ukon underneath. But my original Ukon, I can cancel it. It becomes
Okay.
it becomes a machine account.
Yes, that's what I did with my original one, and then I bought two more.
Right. Do
So
your
you're
husband
saying-
and you both take it?
Yes.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah.
So
And my daughter.
Good.
And my daughter.
Yeah, we only have the two right now, but I can cancel my original one and then buy my new one. So that's what when you get into stacking though. So that's a little bit over people right now, but
Okay. All right. Okay.
because I'm ready to stack again.
I can't believe how well you're doing, my Atlanta. Holy
Wow.
smoke. And is that just from the one ad? So let me ask you,
I'm almost afraid to say anything anymore, but it's my one and only ad.
so
You know
you're only paying,
I'm going to say what I found from experience from the people in my group. People our age, people don't want to see videos. They don't want to hear us talking on videos. They don't want us advertising on video. They want to hear a story. And the people that I got to start right out with a story ad are getting leads and getting buyers. They don't want video ads from people our age. They want story ads. And if you can get a story that makes you cry when you read it about your own life, it'll work. Because I read my own story here a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago now, maybe. I read my own story. I was reading it to somebody, and I choked up reading my own friggin' story. And I thought, oh my gosh, maybe that's why it works. Because, you know, people will send me messages and stuff and things. And I know why people don't believe me, because the things that happened in our lifetime, my land, I should write a book, really. But you know, really, I should write a book. I should, because like this is just that much of the things that has gone on in our life over the years, right? So, but yeah, if you can write a story, unfortunately, our misfortunes in our lives sell.
Yeah.
So if you can write your own story and really bring tears to yourself or really feel it, then you know other people are going to feel it.
Well, I'll let you know, Deborah, I just put together a video ad. I haven't put it out there yet, but I'll let you know.
Okay. But I just found from experience, like people our age, I don't know why, but they don't watch our videos. They don't watch the videos. But like, you know, like Monica, I just went through that with her, getting her first ad up and running and things. Like, write that. If it hurts when you're writing it, you know that somebody's going to relate to it, because we're not the only ones out there with these situations. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. There's something in their life that they had to turn around, at one point in their life or another, whether it was now or years ago or whatever, right? There's something in our lives that we all have stories, and they aren't always good. I had a wonderful, wonderful childhood. I had a perfect childhood. I cannot complain. But I have friends, my husband, they had childhoods that, it's almost scary to think that people have childhoods like that, For me to think, some of the things that I've heard that's happened in my friends and my husband's family and stuff, what happened in their childhood? Like, really?
Well, I had a horrible childhood, but I don't see how it would relate in an ad. Like, I wouldn't put it out there. My gosh, I don't see how that would help me.
Well, you know what? Childhood, we all had to overcome some type of thing in our life. Mine just happened to be recent for me to want to look for something online, right? Well, everything that happens in your life, Leslie, like right from your childhood down, that determined on what kind of person that made you today. That determined every step you made in your life. How many challenges did you get to where you are today, right? And it all
No, I get it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But with my dad being an alcoholic and an abuser, and, a gun pointed at my mom, and you know what I mean? Like, it's made me strong,
Yeah.
but I don't see me putting that in an ad, right?
But like, you can say things like, starting out, and that's a good, you're heading, do not say anything about a business. People are sick and tired of looking at businesses, and it's not our company. It's every company out there is trying to sell online business stuff. So you know what? My ad has nothing to do about business whatsoever until I get to the very end of my ad. And then I say I started searching when I lost my job. I started searching for something online, something that was going to, sustain, to keep us from losing everything that we had, right? And then I found the online business, blah, 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 right? But at the top of my story, it says, how did I ever overcome so many life-changing situations? So I didn't just talk about, just losing my job. I talked about, the things coming down through there, right? And the thing of it is, like, if you talk about these things, my husband's family hid in the woods for 2 days with their father hunting them because he was on a drunk. He was an alcoholic. They hid in the bush, him and 6 siblings and his mother, for 2 days. So
Yeah.
these things happen, and that's in life, and other people relate to it, and people are looking for something, Leslie. And you know what? This business is just not about making money. Look at how many people have come into this business that had no friends. That I have a lady that came into this business that was bullied as a child. I mean, bullied as a child, and then got into the workforce and was bullied again just in the last year at work. Being bullied, it's a thing, and it started in her childhood, right? So, those are things that people have to overcome. And there are all kinds of situations. Monica lost her husband, There's things that every one of us have a different situation in our lives. And somebody out there, Leslie, is going to relate to that. And maybe they just need that one person to say, oh my gosh, I can talk to her. I can work with her. This is something that I've looked for all my life. And it's not just the online business. It's the association of being able to find people that you can relate to, and people that, I've seen people come into this business. I've talked to people, and I had one woman tell me she hadn't talked to people in about 4 months. And I said to her, like, what about your family? And she said her family has nothing to do with her. So, Okay, Magna has to take her daughter to dance. So I mean, you know, there's something.
I get it. I get it. There's one part of my story that I think definitely relates to other people. Being a single mom for so many years and my husband leaving, and I do touch on that, you know. So I get that, but yeah. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, but anyways, think of your stories when you're writing them. Think of them like we're not selling online businesses, really. We're not selling products. We're not selling online businesses. We're selling a way of life. This business, I can't say
Yeah.
enough about this business, how much it has changed our life. A year ago, I was sitting in this camper. I mean, yeah, we had this camper, but a year ago, I didn't think I'd be sitting in it this year because I thought we would lose it.
Wow.
Because if I didn't find something that was going to bring income in, we would have had to give this up. We would have had to give up, you know, things that we worked all our lives so hard to get, because it's either go bankrupt, lose your home, or get rid of the things that you don't absolutely have to have, right? So
Yeah.
this would have been one of them. And
God is good.
God is good. I'm telling you, I have the things like we were just talking to a couple down here in Edmonton on this just yesterday, and we were talking to them, and I said, you know, I cannot tell. It is impossible for me to tell. I couldn't even possibly start telling them all the blessings that I've had in my lifetime. You know, right from the day one of me, I was a victim. I was born because of rape. You know, that was a thing that I grew up with my grandparents, and I thank God every day for that because I had the best childhood ever. You know, I love my birth mother to death, you know, but I thank God every day how much that, you know, being raised by my grandparents. So I never had a good start in life. So I was blessed right from the very beginning, right? I was blessed because I had two parents that wanted to take care of me and make sure that I didn't get hurt, right? And I'll tell you, it's just been a blessing. And I've had guardian angels sitting on top of me, over me, under me, holding me up, taking me places because I've been left for dead many times. And here I am, right? Yeah. So, you know, it's just been blessing after blessing after blessing. And I said, after I started, and I was telling Darren this, I said, you know, Darren, when I get into this business, it was all about me. It was about, I got to make money. I have to have money. I need this money, or I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose that. And I said, soon as I got that out of that stinking thinking out of my mind about me and thinking, oh, look at all the people I can help. I can help this one and I can help that one. And I said, when I got that stinking thinking out of my mind and started being grateful for what I had every day, what a difference. My business just went flip-flop. Overnight, it seemed like. Just amazing how it did. So, you know, and yeah, every one of us get into the business about the money. Every one of us did. There's no doubt about it. Every one of us get into this business about the money. But there is so much more in this business. So, so much more. And that's why I tell people, be proud of it. If someone's going to say, oh, it's a scam, it don't work. Well, you know what? You're right. It won't work for you because you've already got your mind made up. But guess what? It is going to work for me. And I know lots of people it's working for. You know, it's a mindset.
It is.
But when you have that one little bit of doubt, I know, like I'm good this time next year, I'll be making 6 figures a month. There's no doubt in my mind that this time next year, I'll be making 6 figures a month. And I'll be able to help people. You know, I'll be able to help more people.
Yeah, so, that's super.
It is like, you know, and it's a matter of, it's mindset.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
Total
well,
mindset.
I'll let you know how that new ad goes.
Yeah.
I tried to put in there, you know, my history and, you know, being left. without any income or support from a husband. And
Yeah.
so we'll see how it goes, because my other ads weren't really doing anything.
How
So I
did you
thought I
start
gotta
them off?
try something.
How
Huh?
did you start your ad off, Leslie? What
Um,
the heading of your ads? What do you say? What's the
well,
first
well, I've had different ones, like, are you a baby boomer? Let's see. Oh gosh. I can't, now that I'm put on the spot, I can't even think.
That's all right.
Because I've changed them, trying different things, right? Do you want more in life?
But leave it. Let them do its work. Let them work for you. Let them do it. Like, it's going to take time for them to get working, but let them do its job.
But
Like,
I just feel like getting one lead maybe every 3 days is just not
I
enough.
didn't even get that when I started. I wasn't
Really?
I wasn't even getting that when I started. And I'm using
Wow.
the exact same ad, and I wasn't even getting that. That's the patience that you have to have. But I never went near it. I left it, and I thought, Lord, if this is going to work, then let it work. Right? And many times I think I got to go in and do something. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't know how to do a video ad. I don't know how to do this. What am I going to do? And I would get a lead, and then I would leave it. Well, maybe it'll work. And then it just picked up. It just picked up.
Yeah. Well, it'll come. It'll come. I have to be patient. I know that. And sometimes I'm not. But anyway.
I'm going to say something
Well,
maybe a little bit
God does provide, and he does
stupid,
provide.
but
It is
are you always connected to your why?
Yes,
Are you always connected to your why?
always. That's what you said?
Because I feel that, yeah, I really feel that the more we stay just truly connected to the why, because I really feel, Deborah, that you are very sincerely connected to your why. And I've been reading Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why, and it just makes so much sense to me. And he's talking about big corporations and whatnot. And he's talking about Apple and how that works.
Yeah.
And so if we just stay connected and just don't get worried about anything else,
Exactly.
like why we are here, I'm here because I really want my dear Paul to be able to quit work.
Exactly.
I love him so much, and he does so much for me. And that's every single day, and when your heart, I know it sounds airy fairy, but I really think that when your heart is enacted, that it just brings stuff to you,
Yeah.
And I feel that with you. That's why you got me into this, because I saw your ad and I went like, whoa, yeah, she comes from the heart. She's honest,
This business is in my heart. Like, the changes it's made, and like I say, in my life, my kids even say to me, "Oh, Mom, I wish you had found this business so much earlier. Like, you're so much happier. You're kids, you have more patience. Like, it's just something I feel it. I knew in my heart that this was the business that was going to work. And I know in my heart that this business is going to work for everybody who wants it. It's patience.
Yeah.
It's not get rich quick. It's patience, and it will come when you least expect it. That's what seemed to happen to mine. It come when I least expect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Joanne, tell Liam good luck on his ball game.
I will. Thank you, guys. Deborah, amazing. You're fantastic. I love your masterminds. But I love watching Liam play ball, so I'm out of here, guys.
I like watching ball too, so.
Awesome. Okay. See you guys.
All right, see you. Take care.
Bye-bye. I'm going to run too. You guys have a great evening.
This will probably be it. I think we should call it a night, because the mastermind is in less than an hour. So anyways, everybody have a great evening. I will let this record, and we'll see if we can find it to put it in the files. And I'll send you, Brenda, when I find that information on the internet.
Thanks
Okay.
so much,
When
Deborah.
is the next
Enjoyed
meeting?
it.
Thank you so much.
Our next meeting will be Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
Right on.
Perfect.
Okay? All right. So I'll
Okay.
I
Thanks,
won't be
Deborah.
here.
all right,
Thank
bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye, everyone.
I won't be there next Tuesday, Deborah.
Oh, Lisa.
Yeah, I'm going up to see family. I'm seeing my 2 sisters next Tuesday
Oh, well,
up north.
enjoy. Do some go lives up there.
Yeah, right. We'll see. Talk to you later. Thanks, Deborah.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.